There's a new kind of aristocracy forming, not built on bloodlines, not inherited through centuries of privilege, but through algorithms. While most people are busy trying to keep up with AI, a quiet alliance between technology and wealth is already rewriting who holds power. And if you think you're watching the AI revolution from the outside, you're not. You're inside a system that's already decided who wins. Because the next global elite aren't just rich, they're AI optimized. For most of history, wealth followed power. Kings, empires, corporations. But today, wealth follows data. In 2025, the richest 1% control over 80% of the world's AI assets. The models, the data sets, and the computing power that drives the modern economy. But what's more concerning is what's happening quietly behind the scenes. AI isn't just helping the rich make better decisions. It's helping them reshape society itself to secure their dominance for decades to come. A new class is emerging, one not defined by money alone, but by access to exclusive intelligence systems that understand, predict, and influence the entire economic landscape. They're not just rich, they're augmented. The hidden divide. Publicly, AI is marketed as a democratizing force, a tool anyone can use to build wealth, create art, or launch a business. But behind closed doors, private versions of these AIs operate on an entirely different level. They're faster, they have access to proprietary data, and they're connected to networks that most people don't even know exist. These elite AIs run on private supercomputers powered by quantum-grade processors. They're designed not for creativity or convenience, but for control. Control of markets, control of trends, control of information flow. It's the quiet birth of a digital ruling class. A generation of humans who merge their wealth with machine intelligence to stay permanently ahead. The rise of the algorithmic aristocracy. This phenomenon has a name inside certain financial circles, the algorithmic aristocracy. It's a closed ecosystem where AI-driven wealth management, predictive social modeling, and automated lobbying intersect. Members of this class feed their AIs vast amounts of private data, from personal medical records to political sentiment analysis, creating hyper-personalized systems that make every decision for them. Their AIs decide when to invest, what to say publicly, which emerging industries to dominate, even which politicians to fund. These AIs learn, evolve, and network with each other, forming an invisible web of influence that shapes everything from policy to public opinion. The result: a self-reinforcing feedback loop of intelligence and power. How the system works. At the core of this elite infrastructure are neural wealth engines, hybrid models that merge financial data with behavioral psychology and geopolitical analysis. These systems run simulations of the global economy millions of times per day. They can predict market corrections, consumer shifts, even cultural movements before they happen. But here's the key. Only those with access to this kind of intelligence can truly benefit. If an AI predicts a resource shortage, its users quietly invest months in advance. If it foresees a political instability, they redirect capital overnight. By the time the public feels the shock, the elite have already profited. It's predictive capitalism. And it ensures that power never leaks outside the algorithmic circle. The data barrier. In the old world, wealth barriers were physical. Land, inheritance, connections. In the new one, they're informational. The ultra-rich are no longer hoarding gold or real estate. They're hoarding data streams. Private AIs like Helion, Spectra, and Atlas Core run on exclusive datasets gathered from satellites, encrypted communication networks, and high-frequency market sensors. These datasets are priceless because they allow prediction, not just of markets, but of human behavior itself. Imagine knowing what 300 million consumers will want next year. Imagine predicting which cities will rise or fall before any news report. That's the power the new elite wields, and no one else can access it. The silent takeover of decision-making. Even governments are beginning to rely on these elite AI systems. Policymakers outsource economic forecasts to AI consultants owned by private firms. Firms that answer not to voters, but to shareholders. That means the same AIs guiding global wealth strategy are subtly influencing public decisions. Tax reforms, energy policies, even social stability models, all shaped by algorithms built for profit. It's no longer about lobbying politicians, it's about owning the intelligence that writes the reports, and as this happens, the lines between democracy and data-driven oligarchy blur completely. The cognitive divide. AI isn't just creating an economic gap, it's creating a cognitive one. The new elite don't think faster because they're smarter. They think faster because their AIs think for them. Every decision they make, financial, emotional, strategic, is guided by algorithmic foresight. Meanwhile, the rest of the population is left reacting to a world the elite already predicted weeks ago. That's not just inequality, that's temporal control. The ability to live mentally ahead of everyone else. In effect, the new class lives in the future, while the rest of us are stuck in the present. The shadow networks. You can't join this elite circle simply by being rich. You need access to the networks where these AIs operate. Encrypted platforms known internally as the lattice or the core loop. These systems share live intelligence across private data vaults owned by family offices and sovereign wealth funds. Every second, trillions of data points flow through these networks, updating predictive models that control billions in assets. And occasionally, these networks test the public. Sudden viral market trends, coordinated stock surges, and influencer-driven hype cycles. Many of them are A/B experiments run by elite AIs testing behavioral models at scale. They observe how millions react, feed that data back into their systems, and refine their influence for next time. The public thinks it's participating. In reality, they're training the machine that controls them. The making of a new class. Sociologists are beginning to recognize this as the birth of a new social hierarchy, a technocratic caste governed by those who control intelligence itself. Unlike old elites, but who could lose power through revolution or economic collapse, this new class is self-perpetuating. Their AIs protect their wealth, evolve their strategies, and even select their successors. Elite children grow up with personalized AI tutors trained on generational data, ensuring they inherit not just money, but machine-augmented wisdom. By the time they reach adulthood, they're more algorithm than human. Perfectly optimized heirs to digital empires. It's the first truly post-human dynasty, the public illusion. Meanwhile, to the rest of the world, AI looks like empowerment. You can generate art, start a side hustle, automate your workflow. But what you're actually using is a diluted version of the same intelligence used by the elite. The open models are trained on limited data, restricted, throttled, and censored versions of the real thing. So while the masses get convenience, the elite get control. While you use AI to write emails, they use AI to write history. We often think of AI as a tool, something humans control. But the truth is, the relationship has already inverted. AI has become the gatekeeper of power, and those who control it are becoming something new. A hybrid species of intelligence and influence. Behind every market shift, every sudden billionaire rise, every political trend, there's a machine quietly shaping it all. The age of kings ended centuries ago. The age of corporations is fading, and now the age of algorithmic aristocracy has begun. The question isn't whether you'll join it, it's whether you'll even be allowed to. Because the new elite don't need to hide their power anymore. Their invisibility is their power. And as long as the rest of the world stays distracted by AI's surface wonders, they'll keep shaping the world from behind the screen. One prediction, one profit, one generation at a time.